Hi, I'm Matt with etrailer, and today we're talking about the Hollywood Rack's Destination Forward Bike Rack on the back of our 2023 Kia Sorento. Now this is going to be a great entry-level rack if you want to go on a ride with your family, because you're going to be able to get a lot of bikes on here at a very affordable rate. So let's check it out. So this is going to have a 30-pound weight capacity, so this is going to be more optimal for your standard bikes. Now if you want to have anything heavier like your heavy e-bikes, this isn't going to be the rack for you. And if you want to take a closer look at this, we're going to have to take our bike off. So the way I like to start off with this is just by removing these straps, the bottom, push them off and behind. Doing the same thing on the front tire because this is grabbing on both of them. And what's nice about this is we're getting a lot of good securing, but it is kind of a hassle to undo them all, especially if you have this fully loaded bikes. Now when I do this one, I like to grab on to my frame so it doesn't fall over, press into this, and push it out. This is where you're getting a lot of your securement, is from this center point. And since it is making contact with your frame, it isn't ideal for your carbon frame. Some alternative frames will work with this. It won't be all of them though. And if you have a really nice paint job, I wouldn't recommend that because it could scratch it up. But with it off, we can take it for a ride. Now, if we take a look at our trays, you'll notice we have 4 different ones. And they're going to have some divots in them. Those divots are going to give you a little bit more grip to get your tire on there. Just make sure you put these straps up so they're not dangling about. And if you don't have any bikes on here, you might as well just put this arm down. To do that, you just loosen up this wing nut, move this bar, and push this center mass either way. And what I like to do too is to secure that center mass with one of these other straps. Just give it a little bit more sturdiness to it, so it's not bouncing around as you drive. Next up, I want to get a few measurements, but I need to grab my tape measure. And what we're going to start off with is going to be the overall length to add to your vehicle. And this is important to know so you know what areas you can fit in. So if I go from my back bumper to the back of the carrier, that's going to be 39 inches. So like I was saying, if you're in a tight spot, like a parking spot or garage, then this is going to be kind of tight. As for our ground clearance, we want to go to the furthest point out at the lowest point. So that'd be right here. And that's going to be at 17 inches. Now, the Sorento is a pretty low vehicle. And since we have this rise to the carrier itself, it's going to sit up a little bit higher. So you're not going to be as likely to make contact with the ground. Now I was saying this is going to take up a lot of space, but if you want to cut down on that and you don't have any bikes on, you can actually put this into the folded up position. And to do that, I'm going to just grab this knob, I'll loosen it because it's threaded into place, pull it out, and now I can just push up on here and save us some space. Just make sure you put this back through to secure it down. And with that secured down, I'll get that next measurement. And now it's only going to stick at just about 12 inches. So that's going to save you a lot of room. As for how it's going to interact with the back of our Sorento, it's going to block a little bit. So if we look here at the center, that's going to block the majority of your license plate and backup camera. You'll probably still be able to see out of your backup camera a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be very helpful at this point. And at some angles, your taillights might be obstructed, but for the most part, they should be fine. And you don't have to worry about your back window being blocked at all. As for how it's going to install, we're going to have this 2-inch shank, and that's going to go into your 2-inch hitch receiver. And then we're going to have this anti-rattle bolt that goes through and attaches to a lock core just to give us some more security. And that bolt is really helping us give us more of a solid feel on our vehicle, so it's not going to be rattling when it's in our car. But overall, I think if you are looking for something for you and your family to go on a bike ride, but more out of a affordable price range, or you're just looking for something to get you started off with your journey with bike riding, then I think this is going to be an excellent choice for you. Well, that was just a look at the Hollywood Rack's Destination 4 bike rack on the back of our 2023 Kia Sorento. Thanks for watching.
Now we're going to go ahead and take it on our test course. First we'll start with the slaloms. This is going to show the side-to-side action. It's kind of going to mimic the movements that you'll see whenever you're driving down the road normally. Now we'll have the alternating speed bumps. This is going to be more so like the uneven roads and some of that uneven terrain you might be traveling on, and see how it holds up.